Previous class, I just explained only about the definitions of scalar and vector, and also three different types of vectors, and remaining different types of vectors we can learn here. The previous vectors already we have learned, that is about only three: equal vectors, parallel vectors, and anti-parallel vectors. If both magnitude and direction are same for two vectors, they are said to be equal vectors. If directions are same for two vectors, they are said to be parallel vectors. If the directions are exactly opposite, that means if the angle between the two vectors is 180 degrees, then the vectors are said to be anti-parallel vectors. And one more important type of vector we are having here, that is unit vector. What is that? Unit vector. Unit vector in the sense, any vector is taken. So every vector is having some magnitude and direction also, no? If the magnitude of vector is equal to 1 unit, the unit may be meter or Newton based on different physical quantities. If it is force, the unit is Newton. If it is displacement, the unit is meter. If it is acceleration, the unit is meter per second square. If it is velocity, the unit is meter per second. Like that, for different type of physical quantities, there will be different units. But here we are talking about only the magnitude of given vector. We already mentioned that vector has both magnitude and direction. If magnitude is exactly equal to 1 unit, then such vector is said to be unit vector. So unit vector in the sense, what is the point here you have to understand? Unit vector in the sense, if the magnitude of the vector of equal to 1 unit, vector is said to be unit vector. Okay. So already mentioned that. Already I have mentioned about different type of vectors and how can we represent a vector. That's what I mentioned. So in that particular case, when you represent a vector, if any vector A bar is taken, how can you represent that? The magnitude into direction. The magnitude of vector is represented by modulus A bar. And direction of vector is represented by A cap. In yesterday's class already mentioned how to represent them, how to call them. Okay. Every time we don't write modulus A bar like this. Sometimes simply we can write A. Simply if we write A in the sense, that indicates the magnitude of given vector. If the whole vector, if you want to mention, the whole vector if you want to write, that is A bar only. So finally here, A bar equal to A into A cap, which represents product of magnitude and direction. If A is equal to 1 or modulus A bar, anything you can write. Modulus A bar you can write for magnitude and also A you can write. So if this magnitude of the vector is equal to 1 unit, unit depends on the type of physical quantity. So then that vector is said to be unit vector. How to calculate magnitude, we can learn in the next concept. Okay. One more type of vector, and one more important type of vector is said to be zero vector. Zero vector. Or, and also we have other name for that. It is called as, both represent the same thing only, zero vector or null vector. In this particular case, from the name you can understand, there also the zero or null indicates the magnitude of the vector only. So What is the definition? What we can explain? So if the magnitude of vector is equal to 0, according to the definition, you can just write the definition here. If vector is equal to 0, then the vector is said to be vector or 0. So magnitude, according to the representation I have given in the previous page, modulus A bar, which represents the magnitude of the vector A bar. Modulus A bar, or simply you can write it as A only. So that should be equal to 0. So if something is 0, you may ask one question here. That if something is 0, what is the importance to mention the vector again? If it is 0, that means nothing is there. That particular quantity is not existed. We can simply say that for 0. But why do you mention especially 0 vector there? Okay, in some special cases, even some quantity is equal to 0, but that quantity always will have a direction. For example, I will just give you a simple example here. For example, here if I mention one, let me consider this is the ground only. This is the ground only. Particularly, if a particle is projected in upward direction from the ground, if I just throw the particle like this, what will happen if any particle is thrown with some velocity, initial velocity? Definitely the particle will go up, but always it goes up with decreasing velocity because the particle was thrown in upward direction. That means we applied some force on the particle so that the particle will go up. At the same time, gravity is acting towards down. Earth is always trying to attract the body in downward direction only. I have not given a continuous force. I have just given a force and released the body in upward direction. But gravity is a continuous force. Then what will happen to the velocity of the body while the body is going up? While the body is moving in upward direction, what will happen to the velocity? Even I give more velocity in upward direction, by going in upward direction, the velocity decreases because of gravitational force acting towards down. Okay, while while the velocity is decreasing at one particular position, the velocity completely becomes 0. When the velocity becomes 0, what will happen to the body then? Then since gravity is continuously acting towards down, then the body will fall down only. Of course, along the same path it will fall down. If I draw the two lines at the same place, it will be difficult to identify. That's why I have drawn the diagrams in different places. Even then you have to understand that whatever the path is followed by the particle when it is moving up, the same path it follows while it is coming down also. Okay. So in this particular case, one position we can remember that where particularly the particle will just turn here. That means it will go like this and again it will come like this. So at this highest point, what will be the velocity? Here the velocity is equal to 0 only. Because while it is going up, velocity is decreasing, na? And finally velocity becomes 0. That's why due to force by gravity, it is falling down. Okay, at this point, velocity is a vector only. So the vector is 0 only here. Even then, the particle is not at same position. Even the velocity is 0. That is changing the direction of the particle is changing there. The direction of particle is changing. even the velocity is zero, even the magnitude is zero, then direction changes in the sense. Definitely, it is varying. So there are two things for vectors to change. Even magnitude changes, it is said to be changed. Even direction changes, the vector is said to be changed. So to represent the change in vector at least, you have to indicate there is some presence of that some vector, the velocity vector. Velocity vector is zero, of course, but you should not neglect that because the direction varies here. In such cases can be taken as example for null vector only. Even the magnitude is zero, direction changes. Na? In such cases, we can use this concept of null vector or zero vector. I hope all of you understand here that zero vector in the sense where the magnitude of vector is zero, but there may be some direction which changes. Okay, in such cases, it will be more useful. So this is about only the magnitudes I mentioned, last two vectors. What are the last two vectors I mentioned? Unit vector and null vector. Unit vector means magnitude is equal to 1. Null vector means magnitude is equal to 0. Now, we have to go through another important type of vectors, vector. So it is related to and it gives the direction of vector. As I mentioned, the last two types of vectors, I have given only about the magnitude. Based on the magnitude, I just classify the vectors. But in the next type of vector, those vectors are generally called as orthogonal vectors. We'll explain. Generally, orthogonal vectors in the sense perpendicular vectors we can understand. So, but here, to represent the direction of any vector. So, this is only the core part of the whole vector syllabus. The complete chapter of vectors, this is the major part. Okay, so one example I will give you. For example, if I just consider x-axis, y-axis, and also some z-axis I will consider. Okay. If I just consider that one particular particle is placed here. This is the position of one particle. So if I want to represent the position of particle, it depends on where the observer is. For example, you just can imagine your room, wherever you are staying. So that room you can consider. That room is having length, breadth, and height also you are having. That means 3 coordinate axes you are having. Okay. So if you are at one particular corner, for example, if you are at one particular corner and at some position if the object is placed, then you can just give the information of the position vector of the particle. Just like that particle is at one position which is in xy plane or yz plane or zx plane, like that we can mention according to whatever the points we learned in mathematics. According to that, we can just tell that it is in some particular plane or xyz plane also, xyz coordinate system also you can have. In that particular case, you have to represent the position of particle in terms of 3 important axes. The axes are x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So, if you want to represent the coordinate point of this coordinate point for this position from your mathematics classes you have learned in your school level, you can just imagine that you have to draw a line from the point onto the x-axis. Then, and you have to draw a line onto the y-axis and of course onto the z-axis. Here it is very much difficult to draw three-dimensionally, so that I mentioned here only x and y axis. So what does this component indicate? Wherever this particular line meets here, that means this distance, this is said to be x component. And wherever the line meets on y-axis, that is said to be y component. So you can just mention here the coordinate point as x comma y. Okay, so the coordinate point can be taken here as x comma y. The same position if you want to mention in terms of vector quantities, then we have to write here that this vector, for example, the vector is this one. This is the vector actually. This is the position vector. From observer's position where the point is. The straight line is nothing but the position vector. To explain about this position vector only, we are taking the coordinate points here. Okay. Now, you can write this vector A bar, for example, if the vector is A bar, can be taken as, it has the magnitude along x-axis separately and a magnitude along y-axis separately. What is the magnitude or what is the length along x-axis? It is taken as x only. X into direction along x-axis you have to write here. You have to mention here direction along x-axis. Then only it will be vector. No? Vector in the sense you have to indicate both magnitude and direction. Plus, and you have to take the combination of x component and y component. And plus y. That means the magnitude along y component, y coordinate is, magnitude along y axis is y, into what we can write, direction along y axis. And if z axis is also taken, then plus z into direction along z axis you can mention. So now every time we cannot write like direction along x, direction along y like that. So we can represent the only direction if you want to indicate. We can represent x cap, and in case of y, y cap. In case of z, z also if we consider z into z cap. Every time when the vector is mentioned, you have to indicate both magnitude and direction separately. But every time we don't write x cap, y cap and z cap again. There is a general notation for that. That is, along x-axis, if any direction is taken, see here, only x cap if I want to explain. What is x cap? What type of vector it is? X cap in the sense which indicates only direction. That means magnitude is equal to 1. Magnitude is not mentioned in the sense. Only direction is indicated in the sense. That is, magnitude is equal to 1. Magnitude is 1. Magnitude is 1. What type of vector it is? It is a unit vector. So, the unit vector along x-axis, x cap is generally mentioned as I cap. The general notation here we use is I cap. For y-axis, for y direction, the unit vector along y-axis can be represented as j cap. And the unit vector along z-axis can be represented with k cap. So in place of x cap, y cap and z cap, in general what we use here, I cap, j cap and k cap only we use. Let me understand. So any vector A bar, any position vector can be taken as, here we can take it as x component into I cap, which indicates the direction along x-axis, plus y component into j cap, which indicates the direction along y-axis, plus z component into k cap. which indicates the direction along z axis. So this is representation of vector. Here I cap, z cap, k, I cap, j cap, k cap are here. No? What are the three different things we mentioned here? I cap, j cap, and k cap. So I cap means along x axis, is y, k is j is along y axis, k is along z axis. So these three vectors, only the directions I cap, j cap, k cap, these three are said to be orthogonal vectors. Orthogonal vectors in the sense, three unit vectors which are mutually perpendicular. All the three are mutually perpendicular only. No? So these three are said to be orthogonal vectors. So for the vector along x-axis, the whole vector is taken in terms of x, y, z coordinates also. Only x component, x vector, if we consider, x bar, if we consider, what we can write? Magnitude is x, and direction is I cap. Then what we can write for I cap? I cap is nothing but x bar by x, you can write. No? That means whole vector x bar you have to consider by x. In the same way, what you can write for j cap along y axis? That can be taken as y bar by y. So k cap you can take z bar by z. Like that you can mention I cap, j cap, k cap. For all the three I cap, j cap, k cap, and magnitude is one only, na? So I cap, j cap, k cap. All the three are said to be unit vectors. And also they are mutually perpendicular orthogonal vectors, and they are also said to be unit vectors. Let you understand that?
Yes, okay, sir.
Okay. All the previous points when I explained, many times I mentioned magnitude, direction. The words magnitude and direction I mentioned many times. And now the point is how to calculate magnitude and how to calculate direction for the given vector. For example, if any point is taken here, which is having the coordinate point x, y, z, any position is taken. Of course, we know that this is the horizon only, no? Okay. I just mentioned this position vector here. Then, what is the length of this particular vector? Anybody can tell? The length of vector, anybody can tell? The length of that line. We know that. What is the distance between any two coordinate points? Distance between two coordinate points. What are the coordinates we have taken? One is taken horizon and other is x, y, z. What is the general formula we have to write for distance? It is nothing but root over difference of x components.
X minus 0
whole square plus difference of y components.
Y minus 0 whole square.
Plus difference of z components. So every time you can just neglect the 0 here. That is root over x square plus y square plus z square. The same thing if you want to write in terms of vector quantities. In terms of vector quantities, what we write here? In vector quantities, if I want to mention the same thing, what I write for this particular vector? That vector s bar is to be taken as x into x component into along x axis, y component into along y-axis j cap plus z component into along k cap. Now, here also, for magnitude in the sense this length only, na? So that modulus of s bar, that is magnitude of this given vector, is nothing but root over x square plus y square plus z square. Geometrically, we have calculated here the distance between the two coordinate points, which should be the magnitude of the vector. At the same time, from the vector form, we just mentioned the same thing for magnitude. So if any vector is given like this, xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap, simply you have to understand that the magnitude will be equal to root over x component square. I should not be here in the magnitude. I will indicate only the direction. X component square plus y component square plus z component square. Even sometimes here minus is there even in the vector. Square is to be taken for every component, na? So that always all the values will become positive one. So the magnitude of any vector here can be taken always positive. You will never get any negative value for the magnitude of any vector. But of course, based on the direction may be in reverse, then you can put some negative symbol, negative sign. But always the magnitude is positive. How to calculate the magnitude? For any vector like this, the magnitude is nothing but root over x component square plus y component square plus z component square. Okay, and how to calculate direction then? Just explain here how to calculate the direction also. So what we write for direction s cap? Generally, any vector can be written as magnitude into direction. Na? So direction only if you want to represent total vector by magnitude. The total vector by magnitude indicates direction only. What is the total vector in the given case? X I cap, Y j cap plus Z k cap. This is the whole vector S bar. By magnitude in the sense, we just calculated the magnitude as root over x square plus y square plus z square. And this is the formula to calculate direction of the given vector. Direction is nothing but unit vector alone. So this is the formula for direction and this is the formula for magnitude. This way, if any vector is given, you have to calculate in this particular way. I will just give an example. If the question is, one simple example I will give you here. If the question is, if any vector a bar is taken 2 I cap plus 3 j cap minus 5 k cap. So that means the coordinate point is 2, 3, minus 5. In vector form, you can write it as a bar equal to 2 I cap plus 3 j cap minus 5 k cap. Now the question is, calculate magnitude and direction of given vector. How to calculate magnitude then? To calculate the magnitude, what is the symbol for magnitude? Modulus a bar. Not simply you can write a. What is the formula for the dimension? Root over x component square plus y component is given 3 here. Y component square plus z component is minus 5 and of course minus 5 whole square. All values will become positive only here. So this will be root over 4 plus 9 plus 25. Totally how much it will be? 4 plus 9, 13 plus 25. That will be 38. So it is root 38 units. That is the magnitude of the given vector. And if you want to calculate the direction of given vector, what is the formula for direction I mentioned? Direction is A cap. A cap in the sense total vector A bar by magnitude only. Total vector is given 2 I cap plus 3 j cap minus 5 k cap by only the magnitude is root over 38. So this will be separately if I want to write 2 by root 38 I cap plus 3 by root 38 j cap minus 5 by root 38 k cap. So this will particularly indicate the unit vector along the unit vector of that particular quantity. Okay. Also, it indicates the direction of given vector. This is the way of calculating magnitudes and directions. Let me understand.